Let's talk about security. If you're using the internet, security cannot be an afterthought. It needs to be front and center and integrated in all aspects of your workflow. Security needs to use methods and procedures that have been vetted by experts. The strongest and most reliable security is open to scrutiny and has passed expert analysis. Security by obscurity is not a good way to go in the long term. RIST has taken the approach of using existing methods that have withstood the scrutiny of experts and time and are used in other industries such as banking and financial. Let's talk about the kinds of security you need. You have some content which is valuable. You're going to transmit that content over the internet. The bad guys should not be able to get at that content. Second aspect is knowing who are you talking to. You have a reporter, say, out in the world sending content to you over the internet. It needs to be that reporter and not a bad guy. The bad guy should not be able to hijack your feed. The third aspect is equipment security. You have a link over the internet, but the bad guy should not be able to get into your equipment and do bad things to it. How do you protect your valuable content in flight? The answer to that is encryption. And for that, RIST gives you options to adapt your requirements. The first option is AES-128, which is a very secure encryption method with no restrictions. The second option is AES-256, which is more secure than AES-128, but in some places of the world there are legal restrictions on usage. Another very important security aspect is efficient support for one-to-many operation, and RIST has you covered there as well. Finally, we cannot forget key rotation. The longer you use a key, the more chance you give the bad guys to break it. RIST supports key rotation at whatever frequency you like. Let's talk about authentication. You need to ensure that only authorized endpoints can connect. In this, RIST also gives you options. You can use certificate-based authentication. This is the same type of authentication used by your bank website. It ensures that you are connecting to the site and not to an imposter. You can also use the traditional password-based authentication. Another authentication aspect is dropping compromised nodes. Let's say that you are in a distribution scenario. One of your receivers becomes compromised by the bad guys. RIST gives you methods to drop this compromised node without disturbing or even glitching the remaining connections. Our final security aspect is equipment security. It should not be possible to use a RIST connection to compromise your network. RIST has a comprehensive set of equipment security features, including security for in-band control for when you use a RIST tunnel to control equipment, access lists to allow only known connections, no routing unless you enable it, and finally, there's a reduced mode that blocks any extraneous traffic to give you peace of mind that the equipment is secure.